The fast guys, the winners, are all starting from the back, picking up the revs. A couple of yellow flags still being waved back there. They'll hold for the handicap race so they don't take off. So first group are away. Great start from the Kasukio machine. So this is the first 10 that disappear. In 8 seconds, we'll see the next group take off. What's the charge?
Next group is away now. So that leaves the third group sitting on the grid waiting to go at the moment. The first group get down to turn 1. There's Ruth Bowler there right at the back of that little group. Here comes the next group, and they'll be fighting it out for turn 1 as well. See if we can get through nice and clean. Ken Quinn looked like he was up the inside there, all locked up. And there goes the fast group at the back there away now. So good little lead for the guys at the front, but these quick guys will catch them in this 9-lapper.
So they're down in turn 2 and 3, the chicane already. The second group are coming down that straight towards there. As Rinken almost impersonates what he did yesterday.
One car there going slow. I didn't quite pick up which car it was, but he obviously had a bit of a problem. And everyone was trying to avoid him, get him out of the way. There's Stevenson in the middle of this group. After his weekend this weekend, he's one of our championship contenders in the Hertz little Aussie race car there. So keep an eye on him. He'll be one of the front runners towards the end of this. So
Adam Kasukio, a big margin already, 4 seconds. Back to second place already, so he's out of here. Leaves to Thompson and Shivers, who repaired his car yesterday after contact down at turn 10.
Oh, Chivers having a look down the inside, deep under brakes. Thompson's gone a little bit early on the brakes there, so Chivers has got the job done, and we're running side by side. Unfortunately for Chivers there, having his debut this weekend in Aussie race cars, got caught up in that little bit of a melee where Tony Quinn was involved, so that's put him towards the front of this reverse grid field.
So this is the run down to the turn 6 and 7 chicane. Oh, and Rinken getting involved with the 25 machine down there.
The walls are ready for this one, so obviously Rinken had a bit of a tough day yesterday. There's another Sinclair Ford Mustang in there as well, but it's Stevenson you've got to keep your eye on in the middle of that group. In that Hertz Nissan Altima, he's one of the championship contenders, and he really needs to get the results in this one.
Stevenson up to 13th, right board with Thompson right now, down to 1. So you see some of the back markers in the front here, and they do race a bit wild, don't they?
Mark Griffiths there, all sideways coming on the brakes. Stevenson's opened up the steering wheel a little bit and given him some room, so you can see him coming sideways down the inside. And as you can see, we're starting at the second group in amongst the first group now. So it's only taken 1 lap, and the field's starting to look like a normal Aussie race car race. Down the inside, Stevenson under pressure there. They're all attacking him.
It's almost like James Moffat down there yesterday. I'd hate to launch off one of the curbs in one of these cars.
Yeah, well, we mentioned that, didn't we? The Aussie race cars are to scale, but the curbs and the walls aren't.
No.
So when you hit those things in these little cars, they certainly respond and fire them off the road real quick. So you've got to be a bit careful. Oh, this is going to be close.
Gee, Telly racing for a win here hard. These guys that starting further down the field after qualifying, now getting a shot to run at the front. Stevenson's a big mover here. He's up to 10th position. Where's Pingle in all of this? Still trying to carve his way through. Pingle's only 29th still.
Well, I can just see Pingle just come around the corner at the top of the turn 8 there. So they're all in the one shot now as the field. Even with those separations at the start, we're starting to get the field bunched up, which is where it's going to go. Very exciting. And was that Rinken, wasn't it? It was all sideways. He's had a tough weekend, and he's managed to get himself involved in more.
Man, he's busy. Here's Stevenson trying to take 2 for the price of 1. Has the door slammed on his nose.
Ran out of room real quick there. So Rinken's just, he's very busy. He's got cars attacking him everywhere. The car's stepping and sliding all over the place.
Through they come to start lap 3. So it's Kasukio, Shivers, Thompson. Then it's Chapman in 4th position. Robert Motby, Paul Faber. Then Griffith up to 7th. Rinken in 8th. Stevenson now 9th. And Craig Thompson in 10th.
We go 3 wide in the braking area. Rinken again deep. Oh, he just lets the brake and turns. And Stevenson had to pull out of that one. Got 2 spinners in the background there. Tucker is, I think, involved in that one. So hopefully we can get everyone through that corner with only those 2 involved. But there we go. We got car 96.
Jeff Waters
having a moment. We've seen him have a couple of moments in this race so far, down the inside on curbs. And staying out of trouble is the key here, isn't it?
It's amazing. The handicap race. Always a thriller on the Aussie Racing Car Super Series. Lap 3, the run down to turn 5. Oh, too wide. This isn't going to work. In the background, the shot. And it does just. Not recommended to the bigger cars. And Stevenson, Rinken is just not going to give an inch here today. This is good stuff.
Stevens had about 7 goes at trying to pass Rinken there, but Rinken is just making it very wide, very difficult. Bit of tyre smoke there on one of the cars.
That's Chad Chapman. Tyre rubbing on the guard, perhaps. He's hanging on here now as we go 3 wide down Dawn Fraser Avenue. On board with Mark Griffith now. The 2 onboard cameramen side by side.
Stevenson in the background there has managed to find a way past Rinken in that process, so he's now clear of that one. He's got to get himself up onto this battle and see if he can get some more points. You can see him there, a quick switchback manoeuvre, and he'll pick up another spot.
Oh, this is going to get messy down here, Bikes. You can see this a mile away, can't you?
I'm not going to look. Where's this going to go? 3 wide, 4 wide, contact.
Yep, just like that. And Chamberlain gets dispatched.
Kel Tressiter in there. There's Pingle. There was Scott Taylor involved in that one. So obviously not giving much room, and we've got one backwards.
Not much room, just no room perhaps. It's going to get even messier down here as they use the slipstream. Smoke everywhere right now. This is Chad Chapman's car, still bleeding a little bit from the front left. There's another car in the background doing the same.
Oh, Rinken again locked up under brakes. I'm not sure where he's going to end up this weekend.
Stevenson now 5th position. This is going to be big for his series. Well, he's trying to still catch down Pingle. Where's Pingle right now? He's inside the top 20. He's 19th now.
You can see Pingle in the back.
Oh!
This is going to be... Oh!
Seriously. That's the 46 of Paul Faber that lost it, hit the wall, then got into Rinken. And Thompson has been caught up in this also.
So then the field's spread all over the place here. There's cars just going all over. There's cars rubbing tyre smoke. But Pingle's managed to find his way through it all as well. So that moment there, he's locked the rear brakes into the fence, and there was a passenger on board, but it was Rinken that was the one that received most of the damage.
That made Pingle up 4 positions, just like that. He's up to 15th.
And have a look where our race winner from yesterday is. Woods has managed to find himself now with all that action into the top 10. So he's done a great job considering he started right at the back of this field.
The 16th row is into the 10. We go down to turn 9. There's Duckworth and Woods. We just talked about that. Here's the replay. The earlier incident. So watch the Darrell Lee Sticks entry. Darren Chamberlain and Scotty Taylor. And Scotty.
Yeah, I mean,
he wanted to turn and Chamberlain was going to give an inch.
So this is obviously where we had the incident down at turn 2. You know, there's obviously smoke and the corruption that's all going on here in Aussie race car land. But this is that moment we had earlier that obviously put Rinken out of the action. You can see
he rode over the car in front.
Yeah, that's what it was. So he's picked up the front of the car and managed to into the side of Rinken there.
This is the onboard shot from Thompson. How's the heat he was carrying now? Watch Thompson just weave his way through the tyre barrier. Albeit having the steering wheel knocked out of his hands didn't help. Lucky to get away with that.
Very lucky to get away with that. This car there is still smoking quite badly. So whether that's tyre rubbing or an engine problem, but it's definitely smoking badly, that one.
That's Chad Chapman. He's been persisting with that for a couple of laps now. So it's Kasuchio out to 19 seconds while this has been happening. From Griffith, he's up to 2nd, and Stevenson 3rd position now. It's good to see. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, Pingle.
2 wide into turn 5 at Aussie race car land is a dangerous thing, and Woods there now getting tangled up. Chivas trying to get out of the way. He knows he's not one of the quick cars, but Skabiris has managed to find a way through. Woods now in that action. Ubergang's got through as well. So Woods dropped a couple in that little move, but Skabiris now is our guy that's come from right at the back, and he's currently sitting in P8. Great drive from these guys with all this traffic and all the action going on.
Let's just remind ourselves there's still one more race to come today at Sydney Olympic Park. Anyone think this is the final race of 2015?
Oh, Kel Tressiter there right up underneath Scott Taylor. He had the rear of the car sliding. Kel is a karter, a Australian Kart Championship this year with the gearbox kart. And Kel Tressiter, he has Scotty McLaughlin as his mechanic. So he's got a lot of support here this weekend and making a great debut. You can see the action right through the field. And these guys are still fighting like it's the world title for P22.
Tony Quinn's made up 14 positions now to be inside the top 20. As through they come, there's Pingle. Chivas being menaced by 4 cars behind. Scotty Taylor is in the mix as well as they go 3 wide. Down to turn 1, lap 6. There's still plenty of time on our side.
that's Carr on the outside there. Scotty Taylor down the inside. Carr's going to come back at him and do a switchback, which he has, and he'll get the run up into turn 2. There's bits of race car flying off everywhere, so there's plenty going on in Aussie race cars. There's cars, and there's Chamberlain coming back behind Tony Quinn now as well.
That's where it all exploded a couple of laps ago. So that's Flack behind Shivers. There's Tony Quinn. So Quinn has got himself up to 20th now in all of this. Oh, big crash this time in the wall. And that's at turn 5. Another car being eaten alive, and the 17 down at the chicane.
Well, with 4 laps to go, this is going to bring the safety car out, that one. That looked like Kent Quinn's car, I think, down in turn 5 with a lot of damage. Obviously, a big moment there, and has done a fair bit of damage to that car. We've got another one stuck in the middle of turn 2. So with only a couple laps to go, the race director's going to have to make a decision there. But Woods now down the inside of Scaberis. So he lost out a little bit earlier. He's got past Duckworth and Scaberis now. And here's the replay of that action at turn 5.
Oh, on his own.
That's our leader, isn't it?
It was. So that was before. He's got a massive lead of 19 seconds, and that was Quinn backing it in to Super Cheap Auto turn 5 now. Easy to do, isn't it?
So he's obviously lost the rear of the car on the way into the corner there. And, yeah, look, you see he's, you know, obviously off both fences, and a bit of damage to that one.
This is Robert Motby. Those curbs can almost flip these Aussie racing cars. The Moms and Motors entry now stuck on the inside, and the safety car, unsurprisingly, has been called here on lap 7. Eventually it had to happen. Been absolutely on, and it's that Chad Chapman coming to arrest.
Oh, and that was, yeah, maybe that wasn't tyre smoke rubbing out of Chad Chapman's car. It's been smoking for a long time. Something just let go underneath of it. We saw a flash of flame, and Kent Quinn's still sitting in that car, so obviously he's moving around. It's good to see he's okay, but fair bit of damage to that little Aussie race car. He's gone to that wall hard, and we've got...
Oh, Paul Faber still in there.
It's like an Aussie race car wrecking yard around here at the moment, isn't it? So this race car's spread all over the place.
It's meant to be a clearance sale.
With the field under control now, you've got Kasuko at the front of that with Mark Griffith. Stevenson has managed to find himself up in a P3, and then Woods from the back of the grid. What a great drive. We had him see that win yesterday, and he's now found himself in a P4. Scaberis is up in a P5 at the moment, and it was James Duckworth that's managed to be with that little group and up into position 6. So all those front runners have managed to find their way right towards the pointy end of this, but the safety car definitely going to bring them under control, and that'll end the race under safety car in these conditions.
So that 23-second margin Kasukio had back to Griffith will come back to 0 lap 7, and we might finish this under safety car with 2 to go. There's a fair bit of damage out there and a lot of cars stranded around this Sydney Olympic Park street circuit. It was bound to happen. These kind of races do that. I'm surprised we didn't see it earlier, to be honest.
Well, the guys were pretty tame, weren't they? Yesterday, the 2 races we saw yesterday was a lot of racing action, a little bit of damage, but today there's still plenty of both. You could see Quinn out of the car there. Not a great weekend for the Quins. We've had Tony crashing his car and getting a penalty. There's Kent's car in the fence as well, so not a good position for those guys. But yeah, with 2 laps to go with the safety car, it's going to be very difficult to clean this circuit up.
They got together, in fact, during the first racing. See how small these cars are when you see the drivers get out. Here's the replays coming up. We've got a whole lot to show you here under the Lexus RCF safety car. So that's Quinn. It's Quinn initially.
That is where he's just ripped the rear wing off. So he's arrived at turn 5 with no rear wing on that car. He's turned it in, and it's just let go on him. So that's my prediction for it. We haven't been able to see it live, but obviously where it's let go so early that it's going to come back to that the rear of the car's let go in the high-speed corner, which is where you need that rear wing.
Let's check it out now. This is Robert Motby in real time down into the chicane. Lucky because Paul Faber was just to the left-hand side of that shot. That's Brendan Tucker looking up going, oh no, not again. It's been caught up in the wars this weekend.
It's lucky that car didn't grab on that curb and flip over. We've seen that happen time and time again in Aussie race cars. They're so small, but the curbs are so big, so very lucky to get away with that one.
So checkered flag is going to come out under the Lexus RCF safety car, and Adam Kasukio will pick up the win. He was dominating this anyway by over 20 seconds. And he'll collect the win in race 3, the handicap race ahead of Griffith, Stevenson, Woods and Scaberis, the top 5. And Jason Barguana still one more race to come.
I'm a bit nervous for them for the next one, isn't it? And it's the last day of school for these guys. It's going to be an ugly race for this last one, I'm sure. The championship's on the line, but what a great result for Kasuko to pull off that win.
It's amazing drives from the fast guys at the back to the front. Griffith in second place, Stevenson, then Woods, Scaberis, Duckworth in sixth place, and Adam Ubergang from the back. Simon Smith in eighth position, then Brendan Pingle and Peter Carr. Back to Kel Tressida, Scotty Taylor, Ben Walsh. Paul Rooks is in 15th position. Darren Chamberlain fought his way back up to 17th, and Alan Smith completing the top 20 in his handicap race. Harley Haber, Brendan Tucker, down to Ruth Bowler, who started towards the front. Chad Chapman and Ken Quinn left licking their wounds after race 3.